Hello everyone and welcome back to more AEW and TEW 2020. We are here in our final show of the month of April. As we start off with another match in the US title tournament as Donovan Dijak defeats Devon Dudley. Devon still probably has a little bit of ring rust, but whatever. After this, Shinsuke Nakamura is being interviewed by Trish Stratus and he's asked about Devitt's challenge from last week for a tag match with him. Trish asks if he already has a partner, and Nakamura just says, Devitt simply wants to test my abilities. Well, I'll take him up on his offer. I have someone in my corner that you know well, Devitt. Someone that the whole world knows well. Kind of turns in his chair, calls out for someone to enter, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, enters the room. Tanahashi says that he respects Devitt, and he's more than willing to face him yet one more time, even if it is just in tag team action. He's also more than willing to face Jacob Fatu, who he knows is a fantastic young prospect. So the match will be Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi against Fergal Devitt and Jacob Fatu. Maybe I'll bring Tanahashi in for some more matches. I don't know. We've had Okada show up before. Now Tanahashi's here. Still gotta wait for Naito, I guess. Shotzi then defeats Lady Lydia. And afterwards, so throughout the match, the other two members of the Queen's Court, that being Bernice and Christina, they've been harassing Shotzi, trying to trip her up, and they're trying to distract both her, and they're successfully distracting both her and the ref. But following the match, Bernice and Christina get into the ring, start brawling with Shotzi. Shotzi actually surprisingly gets the upper hand on them, and quickly retreats from the ring before they can get a proper counterattack in. Members of the Queen's Court are pissed off as Shotzi has managed to get the drop on them. So Shotzi overcoming the odds. Then Daga's seen in the same place where the Lucha Bros were when they got annoyed by Private Party's loud music. You know, this is basically the LWO's headquarters. And he says, "You're all about appearances, Garza." Well, it's fitting that someone so superficially focused on the outside is doing something so cute. I get it. Kota Ibushi is one of the best wrestlers in AEW. Of course you would want to take him as your little puppet. Well, here's something that you need to know. Wrestling exists outside of AEW. I'm the #1 contender for the TNT title, not Kota. But more importantly, I'm the Impact World Champion. Kota has no championships. You will address me, you will face me in the ring, you will give me my shot, Garza. The LWO is going to claim its first gold when I pry that title out of your cold, dead hands, and I'll even be a little bit kind to you. You always have this rose motif, how you're this beautiful flower in the fields. But I'm going to make sure that you go as all flowers eventually go, that you'll wilt and die as I tear you from the ground. Rose stands no match against Latino might. That was a very all-over-the promo. Still don't exactly know what kind of character I'm going to give Daga. Shida then defeats Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna and Tenille immediately begin arguing with the ref about how the match was clearly rigged, and as they're arguing, Hams is making her way to ringside with a bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolates, very reminiscent of Valentine's Day, despite this being nearly in May. Morgan is close behind, and then when Tenille and Deonna stop their arguing with the ref, they're very confused by the appearance of DKA, who they still don't really know who they are, and they're even more confused when Hams gives them the flowers and chocolates before running off with an apology. After a little bit, finally clicks with Deonna specifically. Tenille still has no idea who these are. It's like, god damn it, these are the people who have been stealing from us, these are the people who've been messing with us. Throws down the flowers, crushes them, starts stomping on them. I'm even imagining that, like, the chocolates have been completely emptied. Hams has already eaten the chocolates that she was going to give as a gift. The Briscoes are then once more seen at their farm, and they're about to start another pre-recorded promo when they're approached by the Hit Squad. More silence as the Briscoes begin arguing with them. Two brothers hold up their titles. They're like, "Hey, we're the champions. You can challenge for these whenever." Before the Hit Squad attack the two, and their sneak attack successfully takes out the champions. They then grab the belts and put them on, and they're just like, "Hey, look how we look with these on. Get used to these." And they walk off. They still have the belts on. Briscoes are knocked out. Hit Squad, they have the belts. They've stolen the physical belts. It's a gimmick that I've used a number of times already in this series, but I do kind of like it. Jordan Grease Yes, Jordan Grace that defeats Ty Conti. Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle are then seen in a pre-recorded segment, and he says, "That was pretty low of you, Heyman, but I really shouldn't expect something else. And honestly, I'm impressed that you were willing to spend money on Taz, considering how you ran ECW. I mean, I suppose this isn't your money anymore, so you're willing to spend it. That's not what really matters. I get it. You have the influence now. You have the power now. You have a spot in the upper echelons of the company in the management of AEW. You're the head of talent management at that, and you're the one in charge of making all these matches, of putting pen to paper, getting everything set up. That's not, plus, you got big bad Brock Lesnar at your side, but you know what you don't have? You don't have a flawless reputation. You don't have people loving you the world over. You don't have the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, damn, I've had a good career. Because you know what? You can't even be proud of your career. You can't even be proud of your accomplishments, because your best accomplishments have been hiding behind another person and have been swindling people left and right and taking things away from people that deserve better. And now, this is no different. Taking things away from the fans. I don't care what I have to do. You're trying to take me away from the fans, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail to stay in AEW. Biggest surprise of the night, Bronson Steiner defeats Samoa Joe. Yeah. Joe is stunned by the loss to Bronson, who celebrates with his uncle. Joe is up before the celebrations are done, and he gets face-to-face with Bronson, who's not backing down, and eventually shows a little bit of respect. Offers a hand, Bronson shakes it. It's all good there. Joe holds up Bronson's hand in victory, although he's still glaring at Scott Steiner. He does not like Scott still. But he's willing to put over Bronson. He was a good performer. He got a bit of a surprise win over Joe. Then Mayu Iwatani is being interviewed by Trish Stratus, who asks about Utami. Just in general about Utami. And Mayu says, Utami is one of the best women in pro wrestling. One of the women in pro wrestling I look most forward to seeing improve in her career. She's a fantastic in-ring warrior. She's great at, she's great outside the ring, she's great in the ring, and she's incredibly young, but I can't help but be worried how she's gone a dark path. At the Mother's Day Rampage, I'll give her the best fight of her life, and hopefully I can bring some sense back into her. Because if there's anything I want to see more in the world, it's people like Utami being legitimate fighters, people who are stars in the ring, who are both amazing in and out of the ring, who are pinnacles of respect. So Mayu, still being very white meat babyface, trying to help out, trying to be like, hey, I want to help out Utami. We'll see how that goes. Main event, Jungle Boy defeats Orange Cassidy. 70 rating. Ugh. I'll probably have to change up my broadcasting stuff a little bit, but that's should be getting better. I think I probably need a little bit more star power, and these tournaments is kind of hurting a little bit, but oh well. We'll be moving on to Dark and Dynamite in the next episode, the first stuff for May.